I'm going to call the meeting to order. Can you do the roll call, please?
Commissioner Mercado?
Here.
Commissioner Cooper?
Here. I have before me certification from the Deputy Clerk that this meeting is in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act. The purpose of this meeting is to review different programs and policies and regulations that we have implemented to address ongoing concerns and issues related to the feral community cat issue that we have here in Essex County. And during the past couple of years, we've implemented several different methods that we think has had a positive impact on the community cat community throughout Essex County. And before we continue, I'm going to go to the administration to give us an overview of last year, some things that we've done, and the recent RFP that I think we awarded to several organizations that help us manage the community cat population here in Essex County. Mr. Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I don't want to steal the thunder from the groups who will come up and present, but if you may recall, I think it was about 5 years or so ago, we started out with a program of $5,000. And we're now, last year's budget was $200, I think we started out, and now we're up, this year's will be close to $300,000. So we've made great progress in making an investment in it, and I think it's really borne fruit for the Essex County community. We are, last year, we serviced, again, I don't want to take away the thunder, so I won't do the individual groups, but we serviced close to 3,000 cats in 2025. That's up from 1,100 in 2024 and 600 in 2023. And if you do the math that we normally do, that's close to 18,000 cats that were prevented births. So that it was a tremendous success. We continue to provide contract for food supply for trappers. And we're looking forward to this year even having more success than our previous year. So I think it's been a rousing success. We're very proud of it. I'm sure the board, you Madam Chair, and the board are as well. And all of our providers have done an extraordinary job. And I think we just have to keep it going. So congratulations go out to Associated Humane and Seaport, New Jersey, and Wildflowers TNR for their great work. And again, I think it's far exceeded our expectations from that little effort, little pilot program we had a long time ago. So we're happy with it.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. That is awesome news, just listening to the numbers, the increases, the growth, and that really is a testament to the administration. So I thank you on behalf of me chairing this committee, as well as the board, that the administration partnered with the board, and then we in turn collectively partnered with the community. And that's why we have the results that we have, to grow from 600 cats in 2023 to addressing 3,000 cats in 2025. That's really to be commended and applauded. I know we have some community groups here today, so can we call them up so that we can hear from them?
Certainly. Not any particular, or well, let's do I think our most senior group is Associated Humane.
Yes.
Am I correct? Yes. Yeah. And let me just also thank Matt and Jessica for all the great work they do on and getting things organized and presenting. So it allows me to come up and do the great numbers, but without these guys, it wouldn't happen.
I agree with you, Matt. You are always on the ball and always responsive and always supportive. So I agree with Mr. Jackson. On behalf of myself and the board, we thank you for all that you have done for us, as well as Jessica, who's supported and helped out all these years that we've been doing this. So Associated Humane Society, are you guys here?
Yes.
Please state your name and affiliation for the record, please.
Brian Hackett, Director of Government and Community Relations with Associated Humane Societies. Good afternoon, Commissioner Cooper, Commissioners, Mr. Jackson, Administration. Really happy to be here today, and we just echo the comments that have been made. First and foremost, want to extend real sincere thanks and gratitude and appreciation to the commissioners and to the Essex County administration. You know, the community cat issue is really not just a humane crisis, but really a public health crisis throughout the state. You know, the issue of unowned, free-roaming cats that just reproduce, you know, they could get hit by cars, they're, you know, clogging the shelter systems, people are trying to rescue them, you know, then there's, you know, risk of rabies and all of these things. So Essex County has truly been the leader in the whole state. And I really wish every other county would follow your example in looking at this proactively, investing in the solutions in that, because the success here in Essex County has been tremendous, and it's a tremendous return on investment. I know the appropriation has increased year to year, and there's a lot of budget priorities, there's a lot of important things for the county to spend money on. So we recognize that, and a budget is about priorities, and the fact that you've been willing to invest this money and increase this appropriation every year is a true testament to how you understand the issue and your commitment to addressing it and investing in all of the members of the community in such a proactive way. It's really meant a lot. I mean, just for, you know, I don't want to be repetitive, but just Associated Humane, we addressed 1,900 cats just in 2025 alone. And sometimes it's hard to recognize the tangible success and results when you don't see problems that happen. We prevented thousands upon thousands of unnecessary births of cats that, you know, would have been suffering outside, or people would have had to try to care for, or would have gone into the shelter systems that then taxpayers have to pay for later. So it's been a tremendous investment that saved a lot of money, it's saved a lot of lives, and it's really empowered the community. And I can assure you that, you know, the hundreds of Essex County residents that have come to us alone, we hear how much they appreciate this program. We, you know, remind them of how grateful we are to the county for doing this, and it's just truly been a win-win-win across the board. So, you know, I sing your praises. We extend our thanks and our gratitude. I would make two notes for the record and two requests for consideration. So the first is there is state legislation that would endorse and support this type of work. We are in a new legislative session. Unfortunately, this bill died last session. It passed the state Senate unanimously, but it didn't get enough time to pass the Assembly. So the current bill number for the current legislative session on the Compassion for Community Cats law is Senate Bill 384, and that's sponsored by Senator Stack from Hudson County. We would request respectfully if the county commissioners would pass a resolution endorsing that legislation and requesting that our wonderful legislative delegation from Essex County sign on and support that bill. It's really important that we can get that passed on the state level, so the state is encouraging other municipalities and counties to do exactly what Essex County is doing. So that's my first request. And the second request for the county commissioners to consider is there has been a great difficulty in finding enough veterinarians that are able to do the TNVR surgeries that are required for the program to work. This isn't a problem that is reflective on any of our organizations. It's just that there's a national veterinary crisis. There's a shortage of veterinarians that are able to work in shelter medicine, that are willing to work in a nonprofit setting. So we've had some trouble this year finding enough veterinary capacity to get as many spay-neuters done as possible for the TNVR part of this program. So one request that we would have is if the county would allow us to use some of the appropriations to allow for Essex County residents who say they own the cats to get spay neuter for their own cats through this program. And it would help in the TNVR goals because we know for a fact that if someone owns a cat that's not fixed, if the cat escapes, or it's an indoor-outdoor cat, or if someone gets evicted and they dump the cat outside, that owned cat now becomes a community cat. And if it's not fixed, it's going to get pregnant and it's going to have kittens, and so it's part of the program intent, I believe. If the county would consider maybe tweaking the grant to allow us, if an Essex County resident comes to our facility or any of our organizations and they have an indoor-outdoor cat or it's an owned cat, that we could utilize the funding to provide that individual the low cost or the free spay neuter for their animal in lieu of not having enough veterinarians to do the direct TNVR piece of it. It's kind of getting to the same goal, but in a roundabout way in helping, residents. And if there's a means test that the county would want us to implement to do that, we could, be willing to do that to make sure people who truly need the low cost or the subsidized spay neuter are able to get that appropriately. But that's just something I would respectfully ask for consideration. We see, we just opened up our clinic in Newark, and we're seeing a lot of folks come in and utilize our low-cost services. And sometimes, though, $130 is still a lot of money for someone to get their cat fixed. So that's a respectful request that I would ask for consideration. But other than those two requests, as I said, the program has been a success, and we greatly appreciate everything. So God bless you all.
Thank you so much for your presentation and all of your support around this topic and helping us make a dent. Pleased to tell you that at the last board meeting, we actually did sponsor a resolution to support that bill.
Perfect.
Mama Meow was on her game.
Very good.
Let's give it up
I
for
was
Mama
not at that
Meow.
meeting, so thank you.
She really came, forefront, asking the commissioners to do a resolution to support that. We did that, and I think it should be en route to the state now, showing our support to get that bill back moving and back on the docket. The other two items that you have, I would ask if you could put them in writing to Adam or to Matt, and we'll review them and give you guys back a response. But thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Commissioner.
Matt, who's we seeing next?
Sure. So next up, we will like to hear from Sepaw, New Jersey.
Thank you. Please come to the mic and put your name and affiliation on the record, please, before you begin.
Hi, my name is Amanda Ondroff, and I'm president. Thank you. I'm president of Sepaw. Just to echo everything that Brian said, thank you so much for having us here today, for investing in TNVR as a way to make real change, and for committing to it and really making a difference. We are proud to be supported by the Essex County Board of Commissioners and their TNVR committee, and I'm honored to be standing here surrounded by people who dedicate their lives to local cats and people who care for them. We, like many other organizations, have no paid employees and no brick and mortar buildings. We're all volunteers, and we all work out of our homes and our cars. Since we've become a county partner in July 2024, we've helped over 1,400 cats in 19 Essex County towns. In 2025, we neutered over 550 cats in 19 towns. That's more than 100 more than we did in 2024. So we hosted 5 community cat workshops and spread the word about the TNR program at 6 tabling events throughout the county, and expect to exceed that number this year. So far in 2026, we have helped 212 community cats, as well as 100 pet cats, gain access to free or low-cost spay-neuter. In 2025, we were grateful to receive 2 wonderful grants to fund a pilot program meant to build our program in a sustainable way. We called that program Neuter the Neighborhood. Neuter the Neighborhood was aimed to address the high cat population in Irvington. Through our TNR program, funded by Essex County, and all of the work we have done throughout the years, We have enough data to show that there are several hotspots where we could make an impact by working in a targeted area. We were able to provide residents in those areas with free pet cat spay neuter and transport to our clinics from a local pickup point, which really helped people who work all day, they can't take a day off from work to drive to the clinic themselves. When this program opened, you can imagine the question we always got was, can you do this in my town? So in February this year, we celebrated Spay Neuter Awareness Month by helping 50 pet cats access low-cost spay neuter throughout Essex County. And the stories would break your heart. Many of the cats that we helped were ones who had given birth before, and now the cycle stops. There was one cat, she was 6 years old, and she had an infection called pyometra, which can turn deadly. And we saved her life that day, and her human mom and her pet cat sister are very grateful. And there was also a mom and daughter who were so grateful to get their male cat neutered because he was spraying on their clothes, and they were embarrassed to go to work and school. So these cats are really affecting their lives inside and out. Neuter the Neighborhood does not end when that grant ends, though. It was a pilot program, and we are committing to community cats inside and out. It is our new effort to not only stop the suffering cats who are being born outside, but also to have an answer for those people that we help who say, I brought one of these cats inside, now what do I do? Instead of handing them a list of resources or clinics that are open 6 months from now, we can hand them a date and say, show up on this day and we'll help you at a low cost. Because every colony starts with one cat. So by helping pet cats, we're helping prevent future colonies. By investing in more spay neuter now, we're preventing more cats from being born later. So if you ever go on Instagram, you might see something called the cat distribution system, where a cat finds you. You never meant to adopt a cat. And I can say from all of our work on the ground this year, it really happens. Like, we were doing a workshop at the East Orange Public Library, and the librarian said, oh, my cat Lennox, I adopted him from the street right outside the library. And the person who organizes events at the Maplewood Library, she said, you helped my friends last year. I'd love to have your program. So this cat distribution system really happens. The outdoor cats come and they choose their people. We're really lucky to be in a central location and have so many low-cost spay-neuter clinics to partner with and to be able to utilize these funds. However, the prices have increased greatly. In 2020, a TNR cat started by costing $65 at People for Animals, and it's now $115. So that's almost double. And that means we can neuter less cats with the money that we have. And it's not that, these organizations are, operating with corporate greed. They're a nonprofit like us, but they're facing challenges to pay for, rising costs of medications, as well as competitive wages for their staff. So we're all feeling the crunch, and your funding has been a game changer for us in expanding our capacity. But if we think that these price increases are challenging for us, when we have your support and our expertise and relationships that we have built over time, you can imagine how a member of the public must feel, because even the most reasonable full-service veterinarian may charge $600 or more for a spay for one cat. And that doesn't include pre-surgical exams or blood work. Spay-neuter is prevention. It helps save money and lives. That's why we represent New Jersey as part of the United Spay Alliance State Leader Program, which means we maintain a searchable database of low-cost spay-neuter options for both dogs and cats to help find providers near them. Anyone can look up that website. It's unitedspayalliance.com/NJ. That's our map that we continue to maintain with low-cost spay-neuter options for both dogs and cats. That can be TNR or pets. CPAW currently stands for Communities Promoting Animal Welfare, but because of your program, we have really honed in on what we are and what we do. So we're becoming cat population advocacy and well-being. We aim to help Essex County residents access the essential care they need for their pets at an affordable price of $100 for spay-neuter, plus a rabies vaccine. And this in turn spreads the word about the TNR program. People bring me their pet and they say, my mom's feeding a cat outside, can you help? And then I'm able to say yes, because of the Board of Commissioners, we are able to do that. Spay-neuter is essential to keeping pets where they belong, whether it's with their people, with their home outdoors or indoors, and access to TNR resources are essential to solving a high cat population. But if I were to make a change to the program to attack it from multiple sides, the one request I would have is to support pet owners with this funding, whether it's subsidizing the cost or even free spay-neuter. Thank you for supporting our program and helping us help more cats and people than ever before. We're on pace for a much bigger 2026.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I'm really excited to hear about the Neuter the Neighborhood program that's happening in Irvington. I know Mama Meow and several other residents have talked about the need to have these services in Irvington, so I'm really happy to hear that you're doing that. Thank you. Matt, who's next?
And then, next up, we will hear from Wildflowers TNR.
Thank you. Please state your name and affiliation for the record, please, before you begin.
Jennifer Chakey in Montclair.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to echo, like everyone said, I mean, I pinch myself. I have to pinch myself just with how delighted I am that we are all here for compassion for cats and people that care for them. We are extremely lucky and proud of what we have here in Essex County, and I sing the praises every chance I can. It's the envy of cat advocates all over, seeing what we have, and I just thank you very much. When I started TNR, the popular diagram that was, or image that was going around was that TNR turns off the tap. It's, you know, and that's why I got involved. It was something that was solving a problem at the root. Now, after years of doing this, I have learned a lot and seen a lot, and TNR is vital, but it is at the street level. There is a water main gushing out kittens above us, and that is coming from people's homes. And when we're out there trapping, we see it. I have trapped in an area where I'm working with the feeder in the parking lot of an apartment building, and we've gotten 14 cats, and people will pop their head out the window. Oh, my cat just gave birth. I have a litter of kittens here. Somebody else, oh, I took some of those kittens that, like, of a litter that I'm trapping some of, oh, I have some. Those cats and kittens very likely will not be getting neutered. Every day, looking at either the cat pages of the Facebook cat pages that I'm on, or my email, or apps like Nextdoor. This is an example of something I saw just before coming here. Hi neighbors, I need help immediately. I'm in an unsafe housing situation, and my ESA, emotional support animal cat, Jigga, was put out of a kitchen window, and the window was closed on her. She managed to get back to my bedroom window crying to come inside. I'm trying to leave the house today for both of our safety. This guy's looking for someone to help hold his cat while he gets somewhere safe. We hear stories like this all the time. But this cat was left outside, a female cat, last night. He describes her as shy, used to being indoors, but he does not say she's neutered. Chances are she's not. That is just one example of where these cats on the street are coming from. If, in this guy's situation, he finds his cat is pregnant, what is he going to do about that? Or if he maybe doesn't find somewhere safe to go, maybe that cat is going to be left behind. People do it, and you know, before I got involved with this, I'd hear stories like this, and I'd think, like, who could leave their cat behind? But now I see that people sometimes do not have a choice, and we see these cats on the street pregnant. We can do TNR at the street level. We are there with the feeders, getting their colonies done. But we need to stop what's coming in. And that is helping people with spay and neuters for their pets because they want it. They really do. I used to also think, you know, there's a minority of people that don't believe in it, they want their cat to give birth, and that's like a different situation. But the majority of the people want it. We have done a program where we transport cats to Pennington, a clinic that has a lot of availability for people on public assistance. They have a state program. It's $10 for the surgery, but it's more for the rabies vaccine. I think it's like $25 for the rabies vaccine and like $25 for distemper vaccine. It ends up being $70. And this is, you know, it's a $10 state program, but it ends up being $70. But we have helped people transport their cats to this clinic that is over an hour away, and people are so grateful. Like, I didn't even know like how it would work. I'm like, are people gonna give us their cat the night before and we'll hold them overnight and then in the morning we transport that? And people are like, yes, please take them. Like, they're so grateful because they can't get to this clinic. We had a woman take 2 buses to get to us. Later, when I learned that, we helped her out with transportation. Amy brought her back, oh my gosh. But this woman, we're not like in a place where it's really easy accessible from public transportation, and she showed up at 7 in the morning with 2 cats. Like, people want it. We don't always have access to these appointments, and frankly, we don't always have the ability to run one of these programs, but just when we do, it's like, it's more people than we can accommodate that need the assistance. So, again, I know when this committee began, we were asking for help with TNR, and that still needs to happen. It's two things need to happen, and it's helping people with their pets and getting the cats that are already on the street with TNR. And another kind of footnote that is needed, mental health services for people who hoard animals. There's a lot. That's another huge source of what's on the street. Either these people maybe pass away and there's 40 cats in the home, or maybe they do reach out because they are overwhelmed finally, and a lot of times they'll let us take maybe 30 cats, but they'll keep 10 for themselves or something. These cats need medical care because they've been inside, so they're more unhealthy than when they are outside. And it is a big problem, and the people living in these conditions are suffering as much as the animals. So, I mean, just as if we're talking about like systemic change, these people need help, and the pet owners that can't afford to take their cat for $700 to a private vet. Probably a little backwards. We are nearing 902 cats since we started in October 2024. So we're really proud of that. We now have cards that we leave if we see, when I'm out trapping, I'll see a home with like bowls on their porch and like a cat tree or a shelter, and I'll leave them our card saying that we are a vendor of the Essex County program. It really, I think it really helps people feel confident in that we are, you know, a lot of these people don't trust just organizations, or they don't know who I am, but when we say that we are a vendor of the county, it really helps people like understand that we are here to help, and that the county wants this done. So that's huge.
What towns do you serve?
We'll go anywhere in Essex County, but I will tell you, I mean, by and large, it's Newark, East Orange, Irvington, Belleville, and Orange. And then below that, Bloomfield, Fairfield, Verona, South Orange, Maplewood, West Orange, and Caldwell. And that's my list for 2025. Montclair is now on that list, but we have gone to Montclair before. I don't know what is going. I have lived in my house for 25 years in Montclair. I have never seen a feral cat on my street. I caught 2 in my backyard this past month. So I don't know what is going on. I've talked to the shelter to see if they knew about it. I don't know if they're coming out of a house or what, but so yeah, Montclair's now on my list for
So we will have people that watch from home and listen from home and go to our Facebook page. How do people get in contact with you?
Our website is wildflowerstnr.org. There is a form to fill out for assistance with TNR, but also people message us on Facebook, or it's a lot of word of mouth. My number gets around and people will text me. And then I just, I went around to all the town Facebook pages and shared our trapping date for our next clinic. So I have that on all the town's Facebook pages.
The low-income program that you talked about, is that on your website too for people to go to and figure it out?
It was. I took it down because we do not have the appointments right now, and I don't want people like writing to me. When people do write, I do refer them out to people who are running programs now, but we're not doing that right now. And another part of this work that is, you know, this was a choice for me as a director to get involved with. When we trap, there's going to be friendly cats and kittens. I don't want to return them to the street. A lot of times there's no other rescue to send them to. So we have amazing volunteers, and we have an amazing space to hold cats. So we have developed, after we do our big TNR clinic, those cats that are friendly and adoptable go into our rescue program. And honestly, it takes a lot of energy, and like I want to save my energy for TNR because that is our prime mission. But it also is the nice work, you know. It's like that's hard work, so it does help with like feeling better, and you know, it's a little like more fun. And we have now just partnered with a new cat lounge that's opening, that they're going to take 12 cats from us at a time to be in their lounge. That people will, they're like going to be like a big foster for us, where they're taking those cats and taking care of the daily care. They'll still be under our control, and we'll do the adoptions, but that's going to be a huge relief. That's coming this spring.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for all your work and the things that you've done to help us get to these incredible numbers that we're hearing from all of you. So thank you. Brian, can you do me a favor, please? Can you come back to the mic, please, and give people your contact information, how to get in touch with you all for any of your programs and services, please?
For Associated Humane Societies, we're at 124 Evergreen Ave in Newark. Our website is www.ahscares.org, and on that website, there's information on making appointments for the clinic, adoptable animals, everything that folks would need. And also, similarly to everybody else, Facebook, you could search AHS Newark branch, which is our main shelter out of here in Newark, and get information on our Facebook page as well. So, and our phone numbers and emails are all on there as well. So, thank you.
Amanda, can you come back, please, and do the same thing for CPAW in case someone wants to get in contact with you? And if you serve specific towns, highlight that as well, please.
Yes, so our website is cpawnj.org. That's cpawnj.org. And on that homepage, you'll find Get Help Here. That's a button for the outdoor cat program. You'll also see a tab for pet spay neuter. So it's two separate forms, and you'll get into a queue. And if you would like to reach out about a question, you can email info@cpawnj.org. We service all towns in Essex County.
Thank you. Matt and Mr. Jackson, thank you so much for bringing the community-based organizations to us and presenting on the impacts that we've had from 2023 to present. Serving the number of cats that we've served is incredible, and I know because of all of your collective efforts and your collective work and advocacy, that's why the investments that we've made have grown year over year over year. The county, the commissioners, we put our money where our mouth is, right? And we partnered with you. But because of the work that you've done, you've demonstrated that it was effective. You demonstrated that it was positive, and that's why the increase came, you know? And I really appreciate and commend you for all of that great work that you've done. We'll take the feedback back that you gave us today and synthesize that to see if there are any changes that we could make. At this time, Commissioner Mercado, do you have any questions, concerns, anything that you want to share?
No, just a comment. I want to thank all the organizations. I sat when we first started, and I think it was a very small amount, 5,000, and it went to 25, and we're almost at 300. So it shows, one, the need that was there and the commitment from the community, and as well as the commitment from the commissioners. We saw this as an opportunity to make a positive impact in the referral communities throughout the county. And your successes are our successes. So thank you very much for your time, effort, and commitment to this population. And we'll continue to get better at it, get smarter at it, and then it's great partnering with each of you. Thank you very much.
Matt, do you have anything that you want to add, you or Mr. Jackson, before I move to open up to public comments or questions?
Not at the time, nothing to add, thank you.
Before I open up for questions, Matt, any particular organization is doing training in case anyone in the public is looking to learn how to trap? You want to put that on a record for me now, please?
Offhand, I do not know. I would say, I believe Associated Humane does do training? Yes. Yes, and I don't know about the other two. They all do? Looks like they're all capable of training, yes.
All right, perfect, thank you. So if anyone at home is looking and is interested in learning how to become a trapper for any community cat, visit the websites that you heard here today from the community-based organizations to learn more how you can become an active partner in working with the community cats. And at a minimum, until we make any changes, highly encourage our Essex County residents to get your cat addressed, to get your cat neutered, so that if your cat happened to go out, it doesn't come back in with some additional babies. You know, so at this time, I'm going to open it up for public comments. If you would like to come to the mic and make a comment or ask a question, please state your name and affiliation for the record. I'm not sure, Adam, if we have a sign-in sheet, but now is the time for the members of the public, if you want to add, comment, now is the time for you to come to the mic.
Mama Meow, cat advocate in Irvington. I want to thank you, Commissioner Cooper, from the bottom of my heart, because without your support and your foreseeing with the other commissioners, the importance of education, we don't have enough educating. People are clueless about the cats. We don't have youth involvement. It's lacking. There are, in Irvington, a lot of Hispanic people that are not being reached, and their cats are not being trapped, returned, and neutered, and they're not being answered. A senior has asked for the cats to be trapped for 3 months. She had a kitten that was supposed to be into, now it's a cat. She begged, and she just said they're all full of baloney, because unfortunately she contacted Kathy Yates, because Kathy Yates has done an outstanding job of helping the people that call her and ask her. She goes and she reaches out to the people that will respond to her, because not everybody in this room responds to her. And what I'm saying is very important, Commissioner. We are not educating the clueless. I said to Kathy, there is a Spanish man that has 6 cats that he's letting them multiply. He feeds them rice. Kathy reached out to one of the organizations, I'm not going to say the name. To this day, nobody has responded. The senior, she has responded, because I've been using Kathy as my base, because Kathy is a wonderful person and a hard worker. And she couldn't be here today because she has to pay bills and she had a client. But she wanted to let you know her heart and soul is here. You know Kathy Yates from East Orange. She does do the best that she can working with the various cats. She reached out to these organizations because the senior contacted Kathy, because Kathy has helped before. And we used to have a trapper, but the trapper has gone to Newark, because Newark has Brick City. They also have Liz Sparkus, who has her own iron-bound with her own cat collection, and they're all like, it's like sort of like cliques of different people. And I'd like to ask, how are these people, if they don't use the phone and they don't speak English, how are those people being reached? There's a lot of Hispanics in Irvington that love cats, and they don't understand to be trapped, return, and neutered. And my focus, please, Commissioner, educate. You remember when I came to this meeting and I requested this committee, did I not tell you, educate? We must educate the clueless. They're talking here. Now, Montclair, she said, oh, I don't know how this is happening. Do you know that the landlord charges $50 extra for a cat? Because one of your residents, one of your workers here, lives in Montclair and says she has a cat. She has to pay $50 a month extra. Wow. Who's going to want that cat? Wow. So, and plus cat food is 89 cents a can, plus the dry food, plus the vet. We have a problem. So what I say is, we got to get the youth involved. Look at these people. Are they all youthful? They're trying their best, but unless we start getting people involved, no, Brian, seriously, this is important. We don't know who's going to be here tomorrow, myself included. If we don't pitch at the time and start becoming mentors to our youth, our Spanish people want to learn. Our Spanish people do love the cats because most of them came
30
from farms.
seconds.
And morning farms, they loved animals. When my cats, I used to have there, oh, let me take a picture. Let me take a picture. What are they doing in schools? Ugats, nothing. How are you going to teach kindness? How are you going to teach compassion unless you get involved? Where's a club? We have the Roseland Environmental Center. I called them up. I said, do you have a community cat program? Huh? What are you talking about? I said, you have schools coming all the time. Do you educate these various people? Because kids are very good people that will tell the parents and get involved. Because look at what I got. Look at that. They are terrific people to get involved. Also, you're talking about shelters being.
Mama Mia, your time is up. I'm gonna have you
I know,
wrap
but
up.
are they doing jails to place these cats? Are they doing other things, Commissioner? It's a drop in the bucket. You're trapping the cat and the cat gets killed. You're neutering it. The cat gets poisoned. All that money is being wasted unless you start educating the people on the importance of a community cat. And if you could stifle me, but unless you do the right things of changing the pattern, we've been doing this for years. Trap, return, and neuter, it's been done. But we're going nowhere because unless you educate the clueless, and unless we start to reach out, how are the people being in Irvington being notified?
Mama Mia, thank you, ma'am.
All right.
I
How are they
appreciate
being
it.
notified? Very poorly. That she said on there that now they have it all over for everywhere. You can
Mama
go on-
Mia, you're right. But thank you very, very much for always challenging us, always advocating, always calling us out, and for keeping us on our toes. This program would not be where it is if it wasn't for Mama Meow. She truly reinforces the squeaky wheel gets the oil for a reason, because why people get tired of that noise. But that is a lesson that we all can carry with us every day to reinforce that one person can make a difference. Anybody else? Public comment? Don't be afraid. Come on up. We don't bite. Please state your name and affiliation for the record, please.
Liz Farkas, Ironbound Cats. Good afternoon. My name is Liz Farkas. I am the founder and director of Ironbound Cats, a nonprofit organization dedicated to keeping cats in their loving homes where they belong. Our focus is on surrender prevention of cats through increased access to low-cost spay-neuter services. Over the past 6 months, my organization has helped 257 cats receive affordable spay-neuter services through 3 different low-cost veterinary clinics. Our volunteers who are fluent in Spanish and Portuguese help provide transportation services for the cats to and from the clinic on the day of surgery and also assist with making these appointments. The average cost to spay or neuter and vaccinate a cat through our program is $100. In contrast, the average cost to spay or neuter a cat at a private clinic in New Jersey is $500 to $600. AHS Newark, which contracts with the cities of Newark and Orange for sheltering services, is regularly either at or over capacity, leaving the shelter to turn away friendly social cats through a practice known as return to field. The idea behind this is to manage intake by utilizing TNR practices for all community cats, regardless of whether they are friendly or feral. This is an unfortunate but understandable result of the current situation we are in. However, many cats that we find outside were originally owned cats that were not spayed or neutered. Based on a study from Frontiers in Veterinary Science, one of the most cited veterinary science journals, the ongoing decline in low-cost spay-neuter services since the pandemic has limited access to basic preventative health care for pets and threatens to reverse decades of progress in managing pet overpopulation. When cats are not fixed by their owners, they are at a greater risk of ending up outside, for example, when they are in heat. Under these conditions, we can conduct TNR today, but tomorrow more neutered pet cats will continue to repopulate our streets. Until we address the root cause of this crisis, which is the lack of accessible spay-neuter appointments for all cats, we will never be able to dig ourselves out of this hole. The idea of the government subsidizing pet spay-neuters is not a radical one. In New Jersey, we have a program through the Department of Health where, in theory, residents on public assistance are eligible for a discounted spay-neuter surgery. However, in reality, there is currently only one vet in the entire county participating in this program, and they're only able to provide 6 subsidized surgical appointments per week. That's 6 appointments total for both dogs and cats. With this limited capacity, most families are unable to book low-cost spay-neuter appointments through the state program.
30 seconds.
They are unable to afford the high cost of booking an appointment with a private vet. Ironbound Cats and CPAW, who spoke earlier, are doing our best to help these families, booking spay-neuter appointments, which we are subsidizing ourselves through fundraising efforts. However, our individual efforts can only go so far. If Essex County could provide low-cost spay-neuter support for these families, it could make a real difference. This would complement our successful TNR program, address shortfalls in the state program, and further establish Essex County as a leader across New Jersey in animal welfare. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Anyone else? Please state your name and affiliation for the record.
Shannon Lynch, no affiliation, I'm an independent trapper. I've spoken here before. I would like to thank the commissioners for their program. It is something, I am from New York originally and still have ties to New York. So in speaking with other animal welfare organizations within that state, this is really a model program that I sing the praises of every opportunity that I get. I do want to call attention to the fact that the number of TNR surgeries has been reduced through AHS. I'm not really sure what the circumstances are surrounding that, but we were regularly, as trappers, both myself, there's some other high-volume independent trappers. I probably trapped between 350 and 400 cats myself last year, and there's a few more people who do high-volume independent trapping as well, who relied on the surgery spots from AHS. Those surgery spots have been dramatically curtailed this year. I'm not really sure what has changed, but I know that it is affecting my ability to trap, where I would have normally 10 standing appointments a week, every week, and sometimes more. There's now been, for the month of April, 15 spots total, of which I was allocated only 5. Same thing for March. The weather precluded some of the trapping in January and February with the blizzards and extreme cold. It wasn't safe to trap, but now that the weather has broken, we have folks that rely on us, whether we're an organization, independent trapper, we have colonies that are waiting, we have cats that are waiting, we have community members that are waiting. So the only thing that I'm aware of personally that may have changed at AHS is they have a new partnership with an external organization from another state that may not be familiar. Liz from Ironbound Cats did mention that, you know, a change in protocol for friendly cats being returned to the street. This is Best Friends return to field protocol, but return to field is part of a two-pronged approach which includes TNR. And right now TNR is not being done at the scale that it was done previously. AHS is a tremendous resource. They're tremendous advocates, but we work, and I think everyone here has expressed the partnerships among the trappers, the communities, whether it's an independent trapper, a 501(c), a nonprofit, a larger organization, we all work hand in glove and we work together. So it's my understanding that the veterinarian who did the surgeries last
30
year
seconds.
is available and willing to work. I heard that through the CAT network, which is quite robust. So I'm not, the only thing that my understanding from the outside looking in that's different is there's an external partner who may be influencing policy. But this is a problem for the cats. As you said, the money has increased year over year because of the success of the program, and we are not, I'll speak for myself, I can't speak to anyone else's numbers, but I know personally where I was about 150 cats in at this point last year, and now I've had about 30 that I've trapped this year. So it's a huge impact. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else looking to make a public comment? All right, seeing and hearing none, I'm going to close the public comment session. I want to thank you all for coming out and providing the information that you've provided, giving us a status of the activities for 2025, and hearing from you what the potential numbers and impacts may be for 2026. Some of you all have given us some food for thought today that we will take back and analyze and see how we can make some adjustments to make our programming and our funding more impactful. I would say, listening today for the community-based organizations that do this outreach, is your flyers and documentation, your outreach, the things that you have in multiple languages. We are a melting pot here in Essex County. We have a high number of Creole, Spanish-speaking, multiple different languages. And if we are doing all of this hard work and we're falling short on getting our messages out to other people who need it, we've got to change that approach a little bit so that we could be more impactful. So I would ask for you to please share with us any flyers, things that you want us to spread among the community for you, and especially if you have them in multiple different languages. That would be really helpful so that we can get the word out for you. I know that we often send out email blasts and social media posts to the different towns throughout the county to encourage them to participate with you, to encourage the residents to call you if they need support, but also to reach out to the other municipalities to talk to them about the importance of the TMV, our program, and the work that we're doing here at the county. So I encourage you all to keep doing what you're doing, to keep us informed, keep us engaged, and any documents that you want us to share, please share them with Adam or with Matt. I am ending my term here, so I will have one more meeting probably sometime in the fall where we'll talk about what we've done and accomplished for 2026, and then you all will work with whoever is next to continue the incredible work that you all have been doing. I thank you all. I've learned so much about cats from doing this committee, and I appreciate all of your hard work. To know that the work that you all have done and the funding that the administration and the commissioners have brought, we have saved nearly 18,000 unnecessary births, and that's to be commended, and that's because of all of you. So you guys should give yourselves a big round of applause and a big round of applause for the administration for increasing that number this year. And who knows, you never know what might come out of next year if you keep kicking it in the butt the way that you all are doing. God bless you all. Thank you. The meeting is adjourned.
That's a lot of cats.
Oh, the gavel. Okay. There go the gavel.